If you don't already have a warm-up routine, I highly suggest trying it out. Separating what you do when you warm up versus what you do when you practice versus what you do when you compose, I think is a very good sort of hygienic practice. Having a good warm-up routine just gets your hands ready for whatever it is you're about to do. I think it's really great. So I've got a warm-up exercise I want to share with you. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Before I get started, I just wanted to mention that this past weekend the channel went past 1,000 subs, which is a pretty fantastic, amazing thing for me. And I just wanted to say a really heartfelt thank you to everybody who's subscribed, and specifically a great call out to Marty over at Marty Music, who's featured me on his channel and allowed me to get my stuff out in front of people. Just to see if people take hold and if it's valuable for folks. So just a huge thank you to everybody here as well as Marty. Really appreciate it. And in celebration of that milestone, I'm going to put the tabs for this exercise on Patreon outside of the pledge, so they'll be for free. So I'll link those down in the description below. If you like this exercise and you want to get all the variations that I'll show you here in a moment, go over to Patreon and grab it. It's for free today, and just as a way of me saying thank you to everybody for the subs. Okay, let's get started. It's really quite an easy pattern. It's just a 4-note arpeggio. So I'll just show you the pattern. It's quite easy. Middle finger, E string, 3rd fret. Index finger, 2nd fret, A string. And then pinky, 5th fret, A string. It's just a major arpeggio. 1, 3, 5. And then your ring finger on the D string, 4th fret. So that's just basically the shape. Now what you want to do here for the exercise, and you can take this to wherever you want to, but what I do with it, when I get to the top of the arpeggio, I slide up and then descend in the same shape. When I get to the bottom, I slide up and ascend, top, slide up, descend. So that's basically the whole thing. It's quite easy. When you take that same pattern across strings this way, something interesting happens. Here on the E string, as I said, it's a major 7 arpeggio. This is G major 7. When you start on the A string, here at the C note, this is a major 7 arpeggio as well. When you start on the D string, since this B string is tuned down a half step, this is now a dominant 7 chord. So it's root 3, 5, flat 7. When you go to the G string, it changes again. Now the 3rd and the 5th are on this B string, and they've been taken down a half step, so it's root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7. The fingering hasn't changed at all, but as the harmony changes, you're playing different different chords. So this chord is basically root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7. This is called minor 7, flat 5. It's also known as half diminished. It's kind of an interesting sounding chord. It's a very strange sounding chord. Not a lot of musicality in this exercise. It's really just designed to sort of get your fingers warmed up and your synchronization going. But it does offer a unique view into these arpeggios, especially as they cross string sets, and that B string sort of forces the harmony to change into something else. Now, I do use this type of thing from time to time as a soloing mechanism. So here we are in E minor to A7, and I just use it as a chromatic approach. just as a way to get myself somewhere, get myself out of a position. It's just really a sort of a chromatic phrase. If you know where you're going in the scale, you can use something like this. A diminished scale works, diminished arpeggios, any sort of 4-note arpeggio moving chromatically like this is kind of a cool sort of jazzy fusion sounding thing. So it does have musical uses, but its sort of fundamental use is as a warm-up exercise. Okay, there's a nice little exercise just to get your synchronization going, but also allows you to pay attention to those intervals and look at those chord shapes and those arpeggios. You can also, like I demonstrated, leverage it for, sort of a chromatic, fusion-y intro to a solo or outro, getting you somewhere. If you're looking for a target note, you can sort of use this to put this sort of interesting arpeggiated chromatic idea that gets you into a note you're looking for. And again, I just wanted to say thank you to Marty at Marty Music and to everybody here for subscribing. I've tabbed this whole exercise out and I've put it on Patreon, but it's not behind a pledge, so it's free to go grab if you want it. That's out down in the description below. Thanks so much for the support, and I'm so happy that what I'm doing is valuable to some folks. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.